Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fayfinders, a Dungeons and Dragons podcast navigating listeners into the vague and supernatural. My name is Sam, and I play Solian Milliet. Welcome to our episode. Kai, take it away.
Thank you. Much appreciate it. And with me today, I have the joyous Jupiter.
Hello.
And the amazing Amancio.
Hello.
The kind Caitlin.
Why, hello there.
And of course, the stupendous Sam.
Why, hello. We've reprised Styx just for this one intro.
Why not?
I mean, we don't have to keep that. We can do it.
No, but it was good. I like it.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
What if you reprised Styx for a whole episode, but we didn't give any context?
Yes. Oh my god, we could. She just shows up one time, just like a random NPC somewhere. Oh.
Yeah.
I died.
All right. With that said, let's see what we can remember.
Oh, what was our recap?
All right.
We didn't do a recap. I don't fucking
No,
remember
I
what
got-
happened. Oh.
I got it. I got the recap. Don't worry. We do
panicking.
the recap after.
Give it like 2 seconds.
Gosh.
I'm trying to breathe. I'm breathing.
It's coming.
It's fine. It's fine. Chillax.
Everything's
You got
fine.
this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we're gonna start with the recap now. You happy? We good?
No.
Everything good? Okay.
Yes, yeah. Sorry,
So-
I'm not actually this crazy. I'm just... Yeah, actually, I am this one. Never mind.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
All right. So, to recap last episode, after an eventful dinner with some unexpected guests that only Nia could see, you all decided to finally make your way back up to your rooms that had been given to you, heading to bed for the night. While you all slept, the goddess Sa came for you, Farron, in the image of your father. After proving that you would rather make amends than hold a grudge, she returned your memories and offered you a choice. Continue what you started with Nia, or finish with your initial quest to return your people home. Choosing Nia, the book in Sa's hands turned to fragments of green light before reshaping into the fractal bow that you now hold. Soulbound, this bow holds the power of the goddess Sa and cannot be removed from your person by any means. And that is where we left that episode. So, now moving on to Soline. You are still asleep in bed, but you awake to a searing in your hip. A searing pain that instantly makes your hand go for it. But a scream catches your attention in the next room. Without thinking, you jump out of bed and rush towards that scream, knowing exactly who it belongs to.
Is it Nia?
And you find Nia doubled over in bed, a hand against the back of her neck. You take a step towards her, but as soon as you do, she disappears, leaving you in darkness. Soline, a voice says behind you. You spin to find Nisha standing behind you. Or at least she looks similar to Nisha. The more you look at her, you start to realize that she's a little bit taller, a little bit older, and she's got a little bit more of a commanding presence to her. I apologize for appearing to you like this, but I do not fully trust Nashatania, and you were the only other person I could reach. I am Deirdre, Nisha's older sister.
Okay. My deepest apologies, Deirdre. I can't remember you, though I've never forgotten Nia truly, so I've been continuing to protect her, but who is Nashatania? Who is this person?
Nashatania?
Nashatania?
Oh, my apologies. I believe you know her as Nia.
Oh, okay. Yes. Where did she go? Why was she screaming?
That I can only make an assumption on. I do not know myself. But I'd assume it's a mark of the goddess. Or I guess you would refer to her as the saint.
The saint has captured Nia? For what purpose?
No, it was just a vision. Nothing has happened to Nia. You do not need to fear.
Very well. Am I having a premonition?
I don't know if me appearing to you in a dream is a premonition, but I hope that you would hear me out.
Of course.
And she doesn't take a step forward. She kind of maintains the distance between you two, but she does sit, and as soon as she does, a scene around you appears. You are now sitting on a slightly rocky beach. The waves kind of lap gently against the edge, and behind you looms a very, very, very tall mountain with a steep cliffside. Nisha already has a fragment of light, given to her by me, but it has not been yet awakened. If she needs that fragment of light, if she continues what she started, then she is going to need to complete her rite of passage to awaken it. She needs to return to Veshtirg.
I deeply apologize for this question, but Deirdre, are you still alive in the waking world?
I am not. No, I have passed on.
I am sorry.
Don't be sorry. I failed my rite of passage, but it was meant to be this way.
Well, I shall gather white flowers and leave them in a wood somewhere to honor you.
I appreciate the sentiment. What the clan did to her was unjust. I only hope she can forgive me for this and move on.
I'm sure whatever it is, she will be able to forgive you.
She smiles and nods, and her form fades away, leaving you in darkness once more. And for a moment, you just sit there and breathe. How could you be so blind? You turn just in time to see your reflection strike out at you with a very familiar-looking dagger.
Can
And
I
you awake
dodge?
with a start. No, you awake with a start. The light of the morning sun already shining through the small window carved out of the trunk. Your hip still throbs ever so slightly, but you are unharmed, and from what you can tell, Nia still lays in her bed.
I'm just gonna sit there for a second to, like, collect myself and, like, check Nia's breathing and, like, make sure that she's still okay. I don't even know what to do. Is there a mirror in the room?
There is like a small little vanity table with a mirror there.
Okay. Is it, like, detachable? Like, is it,
No.
like, okay. Um, is there a bathing chamber with a mirror attached to the room?
No, there is not. It's just kind of like the only things in the room are like the beds, the vanity table, and then a like small little, I wouldn't even really call it a dresser, but kind of like an armoire, I guess.
Can I, as quietly as possible, turn the vanity to, like, be facing against a wall so that the mirror can't see Nia?
Mm-hmm.
Like, super trying not to disturb her. Super
Okay.
quiet.
Make a stealth check.
Okay.
And Nia, you can make a. Actually, no. Just make a stealth check, Sam.
Okay. I don't know what my modifier is, so I've gotten a 9.
A 9. Okay. So, and your modifier for stealth is 0.
Okay. So just a 9.
Yeah. I'm going to say, Nia, you probably hear some rustling, but you're not 100% sure what's going on because you're still like half asleep.
I'm gonna, like, stop if I see her, like, stir and, like, wait until she, like, settles again.
Nia, do you settle?
Oh.
Or do you get
Yeah,
up?
I'm probably cold. Tucking back into the blankets. Just like, no, not now.
Okay. Cool. So, now that I have, like, the mirror positioned against a wall, I'm going to, like, look deeply at myself and, try to find that familiar side of myself and almost try to, like, meditate on it and call it into the mirror.
Okay. All right. Sure. I will say just roll a d20.
Okay. I got a 4.
4. Yeah, unfortunately, you're still really shaken over that vision or dream or whatever it was. And while you're really trying to concentrate to get that reflection back, it's hard to focus.
Okay. Can I lift up my nightgown and check out my hip? Can I see if there's any markings on it? And
Yeah.
if there's any blood?
Yeah, of course. So you lift up your nightgown and you kind of like pull the fabric up to where this slight throbbing is in your hip. And there is a mark, faint, but it almost looks like it's been burned into you. Like it looks like
Like I've been branded?
yeah, like it was branded into you.
What does the symbol look like?
So the symbol looks like oh gosh, where did it go here? Give me half a second. There it is. So the symbol is a open book with a tower coming out of the middle of it. And above the tower is a eye with rays of light that kind of shine down.
Sauron? Hello?
No. To give you a little bit of a visual.
Nice.
That is, yeah, the general idea of it.
Can I press my palm against it and see if it like feels magical?
Yep.
Or
You
like evil
press your
magic?
Yeah, you press your palm against it and kind of focus on it. Nothing. It's just a scar or a brand of some sort, but it's it doesn't really have like a feeling to it per se.
Right. Is it can I like try my absolute darndest to see if I can remember if this was like a branding of me being the High Sorcerer? Like if this was like a marcation of me having like a particular role in the kingdom, like associated
Sure.
with that kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, roll a d20.
Okay. 17. We're getting
17.
somewhere.
All right. Okay. So, it you kind of focus in on it and you kind of get like, I wouldn't say images, but more like a feeling. This particular image is not to do anything with like your position as high priestess or anything along those lines. It is something that happened to both you and Nia at the same time. So you can't quite remember exactly why you have it or like who it's from, but you do know that it's both linking you and Nia together.
Jupiter and Kai, you can tell me if this is going a little bit into a not the best area, but can I go and see if maybe Nia has the same mark on her leg as well? Like, just, like, try to be careful about it, but, like if I can just see if we both have these things.
I mean, I don't think I would have changed out of the clothes I was wearing, and I'm wearing pants. So
I see. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna disrobe you. Okay. I will ask about it later.
awkward.
For sure. Not gonna do it.
Sam,
Sorry?
I will also say with a 17, you do remember from your vision that she was holding the back of her neck.
Okay. Can I go and brush her hair out of her way?
Jupiter, are you lying on your back or are you lying on your side?
I'd say probably Nia would be on her side, like having turned away from any of the noise. So probably like back facing Celine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be as stealthy as possible.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Okay. 13.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll say you can come up behind Nia and like brush away her hair. Nia, you are gonna feel like a little bit of a tickle, but it's subsequential. And there is this. It's not the same brand, like not the same mark, but there is a mark on the back of her neck.
Okay. I am going to... Oh. Fancy.
Yeah. So the mark does look like an eye with a figure in the middle of it, kind of arms outstretched in a dress that kind of wraps around in order to create like a figure.
Okay. I'm going to note that and keep that conversation for later because I don't want to disturb Nia. I think I'm gonna... What time of day is it?
It's just after dawn.
Okay. I think that I'm going to get dressed and have the dagger that I always keep on my person strapped to my leg, and I'm going to be very quiet as I leave the room. And I'm gonna go walk, still within like the distance of the tavern inn place that we're staying, or the like hotel thing, and just like walk over to the nearest like grassy, non populated area and start looking for white flowers and reflecting on my dream and trying to think hard about Deirdre and if I can remember anything, and like trying to like reflect on myself for who my other side is. She's not quite me, but she is me.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Yeah, so you make your way out in search of those flowers. While you do that, Farron,
Yes.
you had awakened out of your trance with Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing anything, or are you just kind of still sitting there?
I'm gonna sit there for a second at like the edge of my bed, and then I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna head downstairs for breakfast.
Okay, sounds good. Are you waking Nisha, or?
No, I don't need to wake anyone up. I feel like my dream had a nice conclusive end to it. I know who I am, and I know what I have to do, and I don't need to bother anyone about that. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and I'll talk to people when they're ready.
Okay, sounds good. So as you get up and head out, Lai is actually going to come and get you, and she is going to bring you to your mother's.
Oh.
Both your mother and your father are waiting with breakfast at the ready.
Well, that wasn't exactly expecting this.
Farron, please, come sit. I think maybe last night was a little too much, and I was hoping that we could have a little bit of time to ourselves.
I think that will be quite nice.
Great. And of course, your mother gets up. She kind of like gestures for you to sit and gets a plate from the kitchen and brings it over and sets it down. And there is quite a bit that is set out on the table. You've got like different types of breads. You've got different types of fruits, as well as some eggs and some bacon that is laid out and waiting for you.
I start helping myself to things from the plates, and I say, "So, I saw last night."
Your father instantly stops, like dead, and turns to you. What did you say, boy?
You know, the goddess Saw. I saw Saw.
Saw came to you.
Yeah, that she did, and well, I remember a few more things now. You know, for better or for worse, and we've been over this. We don't have to talk about this again, but I can't reiterate enough how sorry I am about everything, and that everything that I've been doing up until this point. I learned last night that I've been trying to get us home. I've been trying to get us back to, you know, where some might say that we belong. And I've gotten a little sidetracked in that, and I can't make any promises about it right now, but I am trying, and I'm on what seems to me, at least, to be the right trajectory. But in the interim, my friends seem like they could use my help, and you know, in your capable hands, it seems like everyone's getting along more than fine here. It seems like life is good, and I would hate to disrupt that. So come this afternoon, we'll all probably be leaving town, and I mean, hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have some good news to share.
He watches you almost pensively. He doesn't say anything, but he does nod and return to his breakfast. And your mother turns to you. Oh my gosh, dear. What was it like? What was she like? What was Saul like?
I mean, she was quite rude, to be honest. We don't need to get into it. It was a little intense, to say the least, but we sorted out our differences and came to an understanding of sorts, and I'm still standing here, or sitting here. I've got bacon, I've got eggs, I've got, you know, what more can I need? I've got this, and the fractal bow appears in my hand, and then I put it away. Yeah, you know, she was, I guess, kinder than she was mean, but definitely had a big, bold streak of both.
Wow, my son face to face with a goddess. Now that is something that you don't hear every day.
No, if it happened every day, I think I would be quite traumatized, actually.
Perhaps. Well, dear. And he kind of just like looks up at her and grunts. Dear. Clears his throat. I suppose if you need anything, you just let us know.
I appreciate that, Pa. I really do.
All right, so as Farron finishes his breakfast with his parents, Nia and Nisha, what are you two doing?
After everything yesterday, I feel that Nisha would take a little bit of a lie-in, wake up, hear the place coming to life, and then slowly make her way back down to the common area for breakfast as well.
Okay. And Nia?
Probably same. Starting to hear people moving around. Probably as I wake up, kind of look over, check and see that Celine's not in the room, and then head downstairs to see if I can find someone I know.
All right, sounds good. Nisha, you head downstairs, kind of the same thing as last night. They've got the long table set up. There's a bunch of people already sitting down, kind of eating breakfast. There's a lot more spots than usual. It almost looks like breakfast is kind of more of a private thing than a communal thing like dinner was. But there still definitely are quite a few residents that are gathered around in order to enjoy a wide variety of different like meats and fruits and breads. Nia, eventually, you kind of get up, you head down. It would probably be easy for you to pick out Nisha in this crowd. Her skin is a little bit different colored than the rest, but same kind of festivities, still lively, despite the strangers walking among them. They seem to really either pay you no mind or kind of let you do your own thing. And Celine, you managed to find a couple handfuls of white flowers at the back of the keep, near where the dying tree was that had that shrine in it.
I'm going to start brocading them into a circlet, and I am going to sit by a tree and just start like reflecting, and then also like paying the respectable amount of grief for somebody that I have forgotten but also acknowledges one of my princesses.
Okay. Just for clarification, because I think we got a little mixed up, Deidre is Nisha's older sister.
Oh, I thought...
Yeah.
We did
that's
get
okay.
mixed
That's my bad.
up. No, that's okay. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
It is Nisha's older sister.
Okay.
I think I got a little lost in there too.
Yeah. Although she did reference Nia as Nashatania.
Okay. I just need to fix my notes here for a second. Okay, well, then I'll retract my statement, and I'm still gonna...
Wow.
Well, that previous statement in terms of, like, amount of grief for my princess, but
I get it.
I'm going to still make the little circlet and be, like, respecting somebody that I consider to be a friend who had a loved one pass. Yeah, and I'm just gonna, like, think about the dream and think about myself and try to, like, also, like, sort of meditate as I'm, like, moving my hands doing this, like, circlet, and just trying to look into my mind's eye to find the other set of eyes that belongs to me but doesn't.
Okay. So while you're sitting there for a moment, you kind of are looking for those eyes and you swear they blink back at you.
I'm going to try and remain as calm as possible. And I'm going to cast invisibility on myself and use one of my powers. And I am going to whisper to those eyes, "What do you mean that I've been so blind, and that your eyes can see what I cannot?"
For a moment, it's silent. And you almost think that maybe they're gone. And then a small breeze kind of carries past you, and you swear you hear it whisper, "Remember where we started."
I have to go back to the mountain, don't I?
Nothing more comes.
It was in the dream. I have to go back to the mountain. I'm gonna finish doing my little circlet in silence and leave it placed on a tree. And I'm gonna, like, if I can, put a little bit of green glow around it. Not like not like flames, but like just a green glow, if I can. And I'm going to go... No, I'm going to use my brain and speak telepathically to Milia. Right, Milia was the other powerful sorceress or magic user.
Milia was... You don't know. Milia is Zariel's bodyguard, the high elf.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to mentally connect with her. And say, "Milia, I must venture on a quest. And I don't know if I need to do this myself or I need to do this with my companions, but I need to venture on a quest to go to this mountain." And I'm gonna, like, send the image of the mountain on the beach. And I'm going to ask, "Would you be able to teleport me there?"
You hear a sigh. "I cannot teleport you. And neither would Zariel be able to do so. That is a place that you will have to find out how to get to on your own."
Do you know what this place is called?
I do. They are the Niev Mountains on Veshtirk. Good luck.
Thank you. Can I search out a cartographer? Can I ask around the town and see if there's a cartographer anywhere?
You can certainly ask around a bit. There isn't a cartographer in this particular area. However, if you want to make an investigation check, You might be able to find something.
Okay, I would love to. Please have my blessings of the dice. Perhaps, perhaps not. I don't know what a 10 will do for me.
Okay. A 10. I'll say it takes a little bit, but you eventually get to the point where you run into Lai, and she looks at you and she's like, "My dear girl, what are you doing walking around like this?"
Well, I must be honest with you. I've had quite the troubling dream, and I am in need of finding the Niev Mountains post haste. I believe there is something that I must do there.
The Niev Mountains? Why? They belong to the core.
Well, I don't know yet, but it feels like that's just the place to be right now. I think I need to do that. And there's something that I must acquire there. Are they quite far from here?
They are. About a 2 days journey to the port, and then another 3 days journey across the sea.
I see. Is there anyone who sells teleportation scrolls or something of that nature that I can pop in and out?
Nothing that would do you any good there, no. If there were any teleportation circles there, it would be easy enough, but to simply teleport to somewhere where no one has been, at least not here on the mainland, that is a little bit more trickier.
I see. Perhaps I can try and do it myself. I'm going to try and concentrate on the image that I saw in my dream, and I'm gonna, will myself to be there.
Okay. Alright, sounds good. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Lai's just kind of looking at you like, you good?
Yes. Just, mental focus. Nothing more. It's alright. I just need a fast way to get there. Thank you so much, Lai, for the information. Perhaps I'll be venturing there later on. I appreciate.
Of course.
I appreciate it. And I'm just gonna walk to another little outside area and I'm going to plop myself down and try to understand what going back to the beginning where it all started means. If I can try to clear as much mental fog as possible to what does the beginning mean to me?
Okay. I'll say just roll a d20.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, 18. I sure hope it does.
18.
Yes.
Okay. So you're not exactly sure. Is it the beginning of your story? Is it the beginning of the dream you had? It wasn't clear, but you do know that Deirdre asked you to bring Nisha back to Veshtirg in order to complete her rite of passage so that she could unlock her fragment. Other than that, it like there's still too many missing pieces.
Mm-hmm. Okay. After my meandering in the morning, I'm gonna go into like the dining hall, and see if Nisha's in there.
Okay. So Nisha, Nia, what are you guys doing in the meantime?
Would have like gotten into the area, grabbed a plate of food, looked around until I saw Nisha, and then went over and sat with her.
And yeah, Nisha would be just kind of sitting at the table, pushing fresh fruit around her dish. She's thinking too much about what's transpired in the short time since they've arrived at the village. She's too distracted to eat at the moment, so she's just kind of pushing fruit around.
Okay. So Nia, you kind of grab a plate yourself, sit down next to Nisha. Do you say anything, or you just kind of are silent?
Good morning.
Good morning, Nia. How did you sleep?
Okay, I think.
Well, that's good.
Have you seen Celine?
Not yet this morning. To be honest, both Farron and Celine have escaped my notice. Mind you, I didn't look that hard.
I mean, as soon as I left the room, I was practically drawn by the smell of the food, so maybe they just got up early and have already had their fill and gone on their way.
I would assume that Farron has a great deal to discuss with his family too, so it wouldn't surprise me if, given everything that happened, he's just trying to fill in more blanks.
It's a good time to do it.
It's true, no time like the present.
How's your fruit? You don't seem very interested in eating it.
To be honest, I just keep replaying in my head, like, what our next step will be. I feel like we're trying to put together a puzzle, but we've only got half the pieces, and I can't tell what blue bits go where.
Feels like it's almost a puzzle that's just one color.
It's true. But you're right, I should actually eat my breakfast. So Nisha begins just slowly eating the fruit that she's now been pushing around in a decorative format.
Good. Eating is good. And then Nia also starts digging into her plate.
Okay. Celine, are you gonna join them?
No. I am going to be standing at the doorway. I'm going to spot Nisha. I'm going to do a really, light knock tap into her brain. And say, Nisha?
Oh, there you are, Celine. You're missing from the table.
Don't announce my presence, if you would. I would like to speak with you privately if you can make an excuse to get away for a moment.
You just hear back in your head, of course. Where should I meet you?
Just outside the door and then around the corner.
I will be there shortly.
Thank you.
And Nisha pushes her plate forward and puts a hand out towards Nia. Sorry, nature calls. I'll be right back. She pushes out from her chair and turns around and leaves the room, peering her head around the corner, kind of making, like, looking for where Celine would be.
And I, like, gesture very secretively, like, here.
Nisha approaches. What did you have to say to me that you could not say in front of Nia? I thought she was your bestest best friend.
She is, and so it's not about me that I wish to speak with you. I had a troubling dream yesterday, and your business is your business, and I don't want to presume that you want other people knowing ahead of yourself. But you have a sister. Her name is Deirdre, and she is no longer in this world. And I am sorry for that. I made her a white flower circlet in honor of her memory. Though I don't have a memory of her, I thought it nice to share some sort of grief. And she has told me that you have a mission to complete, and that we must travel for 5 days to the Nieve, the Nieve Mountains in Vestir, so that you may complete the rite that she could not, and so that you can get the fragment that is needed to save the world.
Upon hearing this, Nisha looks deep in thought. The woman that you saw in your dream, did she look similar to me?
Yes, quite. Though a little bit taller.
I also dreamt of her as well.
Did
Before I woke to meet you, actually.
Well,
Deirdre.
I suppose she wanted us to have this mission as a company.
Was there any information that she told you to give us any insight as to how we get there?
She didn't in particular, but I tried to find a way to teleport there, though there was a dead end. I've been busy this morning. And, I met Lai, and she said that, we must venture for 2 days, and then it's a 3-day sail to the mountain.
And do you feel that that dream was your prompting, like, this is what we should be doing next?
I do. I do believe that this is what we need to be doing next.
Okay.
Because if we're to start somewhere, that seems like our best clue. And
That is very true.
yeah, I believe that it is important for us to do this as best we can to save Nia and to save the world. We must get you your fragment.
And what of yours?
I do not know yet.
I got to start with our first leader then.
Yes. I had, never mind. It's alright. And you can kind of see Celine, like, kind of, like, contemplate revealing something, but then deciding, no. You see, like, a little spark flash behind her eyes, but then, she just smiles at you and says, perhaps we should, finish breakfast?
I feel like Nisha couldn't let that go. She'd, like, place her hand, like, politely, but, like, out on your shoulder, Celine, and make eye contact. Be like, we are each other's companions now. You can share whatever burdens you bear, and then they are ours, not just yours.
I appreciate that, though I don't quite know what it means. and I don't want to burden anyone until it becomes a burden.
What if myself or someone else in our party has insight into what you can't explain right now? I feel like together, the more information shared, the stronger we become, the more united our front is.
True. This is true. Perhaps in a little while. Let's eat first. I haven't yet partaken in breakfast.
Oh, then please don't let me keep you.
No, please join us. I think Nia would be happy for the company as well, and we can all enjoy some final quiets before we venture forth.
All right.
And Soline's gonna put her hand on your shoulder as well and give you a big smile and walk into the dining hall.
Okay. Going back to Farron while you guys finish off breakfast. I assume you have also finished off breakfast by this point, and your mom is kind of just rambling about little things that she remembers of when you were little and kind of running around and how you would chase the other kids with like the wooden swords that you used to practice with before you even knew how to swing one and things like that. You know, typical mother doting. As your father clears away the plates and everything off the table. So, is there anything that you require of us? Or are you just going on your way then?
I mean, there's nothing like material that I think I need. Just, I suppose, knowing that we're on reasonable terms is, well, I wouldn't want to leave without that.
Your mother is the first to speak up, and she's like, "Sweetheart, you're my boy, of course. Like, I don't understand why you did what you did, but you're still my son, and I don't think I could ever stop loving you." And your father kind of stops at the sink and turns and leans against it.
Thanks, Ma. I really appreciate that. And I give her a hug.
She hugs you back and gives you a kiss on the top of your head. And your father finally speaks up as, "I don't know what you want me to say, but I think the fact that we were able to talk is good enough. Can't say much for the rest of anyone, but, well, if they let you in the gates, then I won't turn you away."
And I know that's about as much as I can expect from you. So just know that I love you, Dad, and I'm sorry. And I'm going to make this right. It's just going to take me some time. There's things that need to happen before anything else. For people that really need my help in a way that, like, I know that our people do too, but I know that you and Ma and everyone, you all look after each other. And you've got it all under control. But there are things happening that are on a scale so large that I've got to get my priorities in order. And I'll be back. But it might not be for a little while yet.
Your mom puts a hand on your shoulder, but it's your father that speaks. I know. And don't you worry about that. We've been fine here as long as we have, and we'll be fine a little while more. So, you do what you need to do, boy.
All right. Well, I love you both. And when I come back, I promise it'll be with good news. And I walk towards the door and I kind of turn back and smile at them. And then I start walking back towards where everyone else is finishing up their breakfast.
Yeah, so as you head out, your mom kind of gives you like a little wave, and you can see, she's about to cry. Your father's still leaning against the sink with his arms crossed over his chest, looking stoic as always, but you can see there's a little bit of a different tone to him this morning. But you head downstairs and you find everybody kind of seated around the communal tables. And breakfast is just being finished up down there itself.
Well,
You can also see Solene trying to sneak glances, but not doing it very well. Just around, if there's ever any reflective surfaces that she can see herself in, she's like peering quite intently and then trying to make it not obvious, but not doing very well.
so I can see where everyone's seated.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
by this point a lot of the people have kind of started to go about their day, do whatever it is they need to do. So, and it's very easy to pick out Nisha with her different colored skin tone among the rest of the others here.
Okay. Well, I will walk towards Nisha, and Nia are sitting together.
Yep, Nisha, Nia, and Solene are all sitting together.
Great. I walk up to the table and I say, "Well, I trust everyone slept all right."
I definitely slept. Thank you for asking. How did you sleep?
Well, I mean, I didn't sleep so much per se, and there's definitely a lot to talk about, but we have a capital to get to, don't we?
We might need to make a small detour, perhaps, first.
Oh, absolutely. What sort of detour are we talking about? And I kind of sit down and lean in.
I'm just going to look over to Nisha and leave it in her corner, you tell them as much as you want to tell them.
So you watch Nisha's face look a little bit conflicted because she's not entirely sure even what she heard, because it doesn't feel real other than the mention of Deirdre. So last night, Solene was visited by my late sister in her dream, informing her that in order for me to use my fragment, I have to pass a rite of passage with my people in the Niev Mountains.
Right. Well, I mean, that's a stronger lead on a fragment than we would have back at the capital, so absolutely.
The only downside that I'll be upfront about is apparently it's a bit of a journey to get there.
Nothing we can't handle. I mean, we banded together for a reason. We're all perfectly capable individuals.
Absolutely.
And if we're going to finish this, we have to activate all the fragments. So we don't really have a choice.
Exactly. We can't leave one up in the air or anything. About the fragments and the visitations. I met with someone last night. In I don't know if it was a dream so much as a. Well, it was an encounter. I have a fragment.
I'm sorry, what?
I got mine.
Well, that was quite lucky and quite fast. Congratulations, Farron.
Yeah. So one down, 3 to go.
Well, pardon me saying, but if you didn't have to travel to get yours, perhaps we can find an easier way of getting ours? Or
Well, I got mine because we came here, because we came back. So the Niev Mountains, that would make sense that you would have to go back and take a rite of passage according to your people and the like. I got mine in a very similar way. There was a goddess, Saw, and she took the form of my father, and we had a bit of a scrap, and then she revealed herself to me and kind of delivered not so much an ultimatum, but she gave me a choice. Either I could return my family, my people, this village to its home, or I could take my fragment and set out to finish what we started. Set out to, and I look at Nia and make sure that Nia doesn't have to take one for the team.
I appreciate how noble you've acted.
Well, it wasn't really much of a choice from where I was standing. I mean, the village is getting by just fine on its own.
And we will put it to rights once this is done.
I would really appreciate help with that if you're willing, but I can't ask that of you yet. We've got some trials and tribulations to get through before we come circling round back.
Yes.
that is very true. Well, I suppose then we should ask around to see what direction we start out in.
Perhaps we could at least get teleportation to the docks so that we may set sail and save 2 days of our journey.
If that's not an option, we can always ask my sister, navigator that she is.
Yes, that would also be lovely. I had asked Milia already if she could teleport us straight to the mountains, but unfortunately there is no link. So we cannot. But to the docks themselves, I can't see why it wouldn't help to shave the 2 days. We are sort of on a tight schedule.
And then it would give us, a leg up, so to speak, on chartering a ship.
Indeed. Perhaps I'll knock really quickly on Milia's mind.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
You again.
I'm so sorry to disturb you. I know that we've been quite troublesome of late, but would you be able to get us to the nearest port that would set sail for the Niev Mountains? If not all the way there, perhaps just taking the 2 days of travel off?
And why don't you do it yourself, O great sorceress?
Because I wasn't actually aware that I could. But I could. I suppose I could have tried that already. I tried to get myself all the way to the mountains, but it didn't work that way. Thank you. Do I have any other powers that you know that I don't?
I know a lot of things you don't, but I will come show you.
Oh, thank you.
Just give me a bit.
All right, Milia,
Maybe
you know,
go collect your things.
I'll owe you a very large favor, not exceeding a life.
All right.
Unlimited to, but not exceeding a life, because, and no innocence. Yes, we'll negotiate more, but I will owe you a very large favor.
I appreciate the offer. Why don't you go get ready, and I will meet you at the gates.
Very well. All right, guys, I can teleport us.
You can teleport
Yep.
us?
Apparently. Perhaps I
Right.
overshot.
Well, I suppose we'd best all get our things together. I don't see reason in hanging around here much longer.
Absolutely. We will need to wait for a moment. Milia is going to come and see us off and tell me a little bit more about what I can do. I think that'll be most helpful.
I think so. You know, if you can teleport us places, it sure save us a lot of walking.
Absolutely.
So we'll meet back here in about 10. Go grab our belongings and meet back here.
I think that sounds perfect. And as we're heading back to the room, like me and Nia's room, as we're like packing up, I want to just like say, Nia, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Do you remember or have ever noticed, perhaps a shift in myself? Me, but not quite me. A shift in my eyes that isn't the usual moon cycle shift?
DM, would I remember that?
I'll say just roll a d20.
14.
14. From what you can remember, you don't ever recall anything like she's describing.
No, I don't think so. Just your pupils getting bigger or smaller.
Well, thank you.
Is there something I should watch out for?
No. I just, I wanted to see if there was any other powers or anything else that might be coming up that I don't know about myself yet. You know, we're all still trying to figure things out. I just wanted to see if you noticed.
Do I believe her?
You can make an insight check if you want.
Can I roll a deception as like a counterpoint?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, you may.
Rollies.
19. That's
I
with
don't
I
know.
already know my mod is, so that's but 12 plus 7.
I don't know what my
Yes.
mod is yet, but I got a 3. What's my mod?
Oh, for deception?
Yeah, I am proficient apparently.
Oh no, it's a 5, so 8.
Oh. Okay.
No, wait, sorry. That's wrong. I was looking at the wrong one. 9.
3 plus 9?
Yeah.
That's still
So it's
only
12.
12.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, Nia, you notice the hesitance in her voice.
I'm just gonna like put that in the back of my mind. I'm not gonna pry because like clearly she doesn't want to talk about it, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on her.
Okay. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep packing and keep peeking glances at the mirror. Though I like can't see the reflection, but I'm just gonna keep looking at the mirror as we're packing.
Okay. Sounds good. Yep, easy enough. You pack up your stuff. Nisha and Farron, I assume you're doing the same?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys all grab your stuff and meet down at the gates. Milia and Zariel are both waiting there for you. And Zariel kind of looks at all of you and, oh, hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while. I've missed you, I think. Yeah, no, I've missed you.
Well, appreciate the clarification there.
We've missed you as well.
Oh, good. Okay, because I didn't want to be the only one missing you guys, and that wasn't reciprocated. So that makes me feel a lot better. Thank you.
Zariel, and I put my hand on her shoulder. Let me give you a piece of advice. Always be honest about your feelings. It don't matter what anyone else feels, but you have to be honest and outward with your emotions. Because think of this. What if we had both been worried about being embarrassed? Huh? Then neither of us would have told each other, and we would have gone through life not knowing that we missed each other, not reaffirming the care that we held in our hearts for each other. Now you listen to me. Tell people how you feel. You never know when it's going to be the last time you see them again or the last time you see them in a while. It's always worth being honest with yourself, with your heart, and with others.
Whoa, where'd that come from?
Yeah. We got deep.
During that whole scene, Nia is just like side-eyeing Celine. Just like,
Yeah, Celine is like also looking at everyone and just kind of like looking, not like guilty, but you can almost see like maybe like not quite shame either, but something's going on in there. And she just kind of looks at you all and like as subtly as possible, and it's just kind of like wise words, Farron. Wise words.
Listen, I've learned a thing or two in my 284 years.
Nisha just looks at the group. Well, speaking of feelings, this is making me feel uncomfortable. Amelia, how do we get out of here?
For once, I am with you on this. Zariel? Yeah? Shush. Oh. Okay. My bad. And you can see, like, she kind of, like, shrinks as though a child being scolded. And Milia looks over at you, Soline. Well, let's get this over with. First of all, we're going to need a bit of space, so if you need to say your goodbyes, say them now, because we're leaving.
You and I.
All of us.
Ah. Okay, then no goodbyes necessary.
Anyone else?
I've said my pieces.
All right, then. That makes this much easier. And she kind of looks up at the guards that are standing at the gate, at the top parapet there, and nods, and they open up the gates. Just enough for you guys to kind of single file walk out. And as soon as you are all out, the gates shut again with a loud crack behind you. Well, this should be fun. I get to teach the great sorceress how to teleport.
And anything else that you wish to tell me that I can do?
We'll have to see on that one. This is a little bit more fun than I thought, watching you scramble with all of this.
Were we rivals in
And
school
she
or
just-
something?
She just starts walking away.
gonna follow behind, just being like, we were definitely rivals in school.
So she leads you guys a little bit of ways from the keep. You guys can still see it in the distance, but she more so kind of goes to like a clearing. That's just mostly like dirt, little bit of grass, but something easy to kind of like sit in. She's like, all right, let's go. Sit. So, while you can teleport, you still need a magical focus to do so. So I will reteach you, the circle in order to teleport. Now, bear in mind that you can only teleport to places that have a circle to connect to. The one I am teaching you is for Kiljerport.
Okay.
Each place has its own circle, so you will need to learn that circle in your own time.
All right.
Any more questions?
Were you my teacher? You said reteach me.
I was.
So you and I know each other more than you've let on.
For a time.
I see. Were we friends?
No.
Was it because of something that I did, or because we just mutually disliked each other?
No, it was because you disliked me.
Oh. Did I ever articulate why?
Not in any exact words.
I see.
And she rolls up her sleeves and starts drawing out the teleportation circle around you guys.
I pay attention and memorize it.
All right. So, basically, she goes through the motion. She kind of sets up all the sigils, goes through the incantation. You can tell that her, whatever kind of magic she has, is a little bit more, like almost forced rather than coming naturally, like you, Soline.
Mm.
So it takes her a little bit, but she hands you the stick that she was using. And she's like, memorize this. Make sure you know it. But see this here? And she points to a small portion. If you finish this with the sigil in a shape of a V with a little tick at the end, that will complete the circle. And off you guys go. And she steps back and kind of grabs Ziriel's wrist and pulls her away.
Thank you,
I
Milia.
wish you all luck.
Thank you. And
Yeah, good luck, guys. It was so nice to see you again. Come visit us in Newport Kellum again, okay?
Okay. And Milia, we'll talk again soon and perhaps make amends for the past. If that's something you're interested in. We'll go for some wine.
Perhaps. We'll talk later.
Very well.
Why don't you finish what you started first? And then we'll see if we're all still alive to do that.
Yes. Farewell. And I'm gonna finish the V with the little point at the end.
Okay. So, is everybody gathered around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you finish the sigil as Milia instructed, and the lines in the sand kind of like sear into the earth for a moment and then glow a bright green. And then it's almost like you're falling, but then you catch yourself. And suddenly you are standing in a room full of books everywhere. And you kind of look around, and there's not a lot of people from what you can hear, but you can definitely hear that you're in a city somewheres by the noise that's coming from a distance.
I apologize, friends. I think I might have fucked up.
I'm sure we're in the right place. Let's poke our heads outside and see where we found ourselves.
Or perhaps we're in somewhere very dangerous, as there's not supposed to be any libraries anymore in this world. I would like to peruse the books, I think, first, if this is the only opportunity we get.
Okay. So are you like pulling out a book and opening it, or are you just kind of like looking to see what's on the spines?
Yeah, I kind of want to look to see if there's anything on the spines, anything that, like, jumps out at me as a title of, like, history, or anything to do with, like, the Demon King, or anything, like, pertaining to our adventure, or anything that, like, seems like it was meant for me, like, if it resonates and radiates towards me.
Okay. So as you start walking along these books, there is not a single one with anything on the spine.
I'll just start opening a couple then.
Okay. You open a couple. The first one you find is blank. There's literally nothing but empty pages. The next one you open has a couple fishing logs in it, ledgers of trades, as well as contacts. And the next one you open is a map of Newmig Island and the surrounding ocean. And it has marks on it as to where some potential fishing spots are.
Mm-hmm. Can I see if the book that has no writing on it is magical? Or perhaps it's just a ledger that hasn't been used yet, but it's a spare.
Do you want to cast Detect Magic?
Yes, please.
All right. So you cast Detect Magic. And the book you are holding, the empty blank one, is not magical. It is just a blank journal.
Okay. Sorry to waste your guys' time. Just wanted to see if there was anything pertinent here, but I guess it's just a fishing village. I wish we had access to books.
But on the plus side, that means you might not have messed up.
I guess not. We can just make our way to a boat.
Now that you do have Detect Magic up, as you are looking back at the party, you notice that there is a small ping on Farron's left ankle.
Farron, can I see your ankle? I know it's very scandalous, but I promise this is for educational purposes.
You want me to take my boot off?
If you would.
Yeah, sure. And I kind of hop on one foot. And I'm pulling my boot off my foot. And then I'm wearing socks, but I've got my socks out.
I'm going to inspect the ankle.
All right, so on Farron's ankle is the symbol of a dark figure. It's standing in a field, and it's more of a brand against his skin, very similar to the one you found on your hip and the one at the back of Nia's neck.
Can I, like, with extreme scrutiny, look to see if Nasha has anything on her body that I can, like, peer through magic with?
Nisha does not.
Well, this is going to sound interesting. Farron, you have this branding on your ankle. I don't know if you knew that you did, but you have it there. And then Nia, I'm going to walk over to her and, like, move her hair out of behind her neck and be like, Nia has this brand on the back of her neck. And I have a brand just on my hip.
Right, so we're all marked, is what you're saying.
And connected, but... And I'm gonna look kind of sadly over to Nasha and say, but I can't detect any brand on you.
Well, to be fair, I'm already quite covered in markings, and she, like, points to the lines on her face.
This is different, though. These are magic.
A point of order, Sam. Nia's is not glowing, and neither is yours.
Oh.
Only Farron's is.
Can I... Oh, maybe you should inspect your own body and see... and see if there's anything out of the ordinary.
Really take some time to get to know yourself.
Yes, perhaps. But perhaps, Farron, this means that this is the connection that we have between us and the fragments. Perhaps yours is now magically glowing because you have fulfilled your part of this quest.
I don't know about fulfilled my part of this quest, but I do have my fragment.
Well, this particular quest. Part of the larger adventure, but this particular quest.
Yes. I mean, that's really the only difference between me and the rest of you. We all woke up in the same cave together, but I have my fragment and you don't have yours yet. So, it would seem so.
Yes. Can I, inspect the tattoo further, see if I can glean anything from the symbol? Like, if, this means anything specific to me?
Farron's symbol, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you can remember is back in the old abandoned shrine at the back of Revolver Keep. It was supposed to be a shrine to Rarik. Not Saw. And the symbol is the same.
Oh. Farron. This symbol is the symbol of Rorik.
Yes?
Not Saw.
But I met Saw.
Another puzzle piece that we must place.
I guess so, but that also means that the marks on all of you aren't necessarily reflective of those deities that possess your fragments or possess the ability to bestow upon you your fragment.
Mm-hmm. Well, perhaps we'll learn more once we get our next fragment and see who is connected with, Nasha.
Yeah, but it's really starting to seem to me like it's us against the whole pantheon at this point.
Perhaps they're just waiting to see what we do with the power and the choices that we are given.
Right. You know, as we continue to endanger ourselves and there's the fate of the world in the balance, they're just going to sit around and wait and see.
Perhaps they're waiting to align themselves with the winning side.
That's a scary thought.
Well, I would say that we won't find our answers here, but there are a lot of books around. Maybe you would find one, but I feel like we'd get more concrete information if we continued towards the mountains.
Yes, it's still a 3-day journey.
Well, then we better get moving.
Indeed.
All right. So are you guys heading out into the streets?
Yes, I think
Yes.
to find a boat.
Okay. Who is going to head this expedition to find a boat?
I think Nisha would, only because if it's supposed to be like her homeland and her standing out with the color skin that she has, being able to convince someone to let us take a ship there might be a little bit more forthright.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I will say make just an investigation check.
15 plus 5 for 20.
20. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, you guys head out into the streets from wherever you have landed. You are definitely in some kind of like fishing port. It reeks of the ocean as soon as you walk out. You can smell like the fish, you can smell the salt from the ocean. There are people running around with different types of like baskets, and you can see a couple people like pulling nets over to the docks, and it's quite small and quaint, but still very lively. Although it has no candle to hold to Newport Killam. But still, you can easily find your way to the docks. And there are quite a few ships that are anchored there. And as you make your way there, you do notice that a couple people stare. Not in recognition, but in who are these people?
And if there's any reflective surfaces around, Solene is gonna be like taking long glances as they walk past.
Okay. So as you get to the docks, you guys can see quite a few ships. There are a couple smaller like fishing boats, like sailboats that are more so for like only a couple hands. And then there, of course, are larger ships specifically made for like voyage or trades.
Perhaps we should ask one of the larger ships if they're going over to the mountains.
Yes, if they do trade out that direction, it might be a more direct route. Nisha will walk up towards one of the larger but more modest looking vessels. Hail, Captain. And just try to see if there's anyone paying attention to her.
Okay. There is a gentleman, human, kind of scraggly, graying hair, kind of like a salt and peppery mix at this point. And despite his age, he definitely does have quite a bit of spry to him. He looks over at you and, Captain not here. What you need?
In his stead, could you tell us if there's anyone in these docks, your captain included, that make their way to the Niev Mountains?
Niev Mount. You mean Vestirg?
Yes, Vistirg.
Oh. A lot of people steer clear of that.
Is there a particular reason why?
You can see he's contemplating his next words, looking over you, Nisha.
Feel free to speak your mind.
Them core don't like us.
Well, with a reception so warm as you've given us, I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. And she kind of gives him a little bit of a smirk. But truly, I'm just trying to get home to family.
I like you. You got balls. I'll talk to the captain. Give me a sec.
Thank you.
And he kind of drops the ropes that he's working on and places a hand on another gentleman's shoulder that's nearby and kind of whispers in his ear, and the gentleman looks at the four of you, nods, and the older gentleman that you had been speaking with heads up the plank onto the deck and disappears from sight. The other gentleman that he had interacted with comes over and looks at all of you. How much you willing to pay?
A gold each?
It's a 3 days journey. I don't know if it's worth that.
3 gold each, 1 for each day?
Oh, we're talking 3 gold each from the lot of you, or the individuals of you?
3 gold each from the individuals of us. So
Yeah,
I give you 3. My friends would each give you 3. So you would be getting 3 times 4.
3. You can see he's trying to do the math. Three times. Well, how much gold is that?
He's 12 gold overall.
12 gold. 12 gold to take you to Vistirg.
Listen. I'll tell you what. I'll sweeten the deal, but I'll pay 5 gold. That's 14 gold.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Can I help and say, we'll also help with the stuff on the ship, like carrying ropes and etc.?
You'd just be in the way of their lass.
Kai, I can't believe that my class has a core ability that allows me to add my wisdom modifier to persuasion checks, but my wisdom modifier is 0.
I know.
Anyways, that is going to be 24.
24. All right. The guy looks at you and he's like, 14 gold, huh? All right. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Then it looks like we've got ourselves a ship.
My name's Captain Shim, by the way.
Shim?
Shim, yeah. SCHIM.
Well, it's lovely to make
And,
your acquaintance. I give him a half curtsy.
He just holds out his hand.
Oh, you want payment up front?
Well, yeah.
No. We pay when we get there. You see, how are we supposed to know you're not just going to toss us overboard in the middle of the ocean?
What do you take me for?
All I'm saying is, if we give you the money now, we're totally at your mercy. Now, I'm not implying anything as to your character, but that really doesn't seem any way to do things to me. You see, if we get there, you can simply not allow us off the boat until we paid you. Right? See, it makes more sense from a safety perspective for us to pay you upon arrival. Besides, we're paying you for a job done, not a job to be completed.
How about a compromise? We give you 1 gold each day for our travels, 1 day accomplished, 1 job done, and then we give you the last of the 5 gold at the end of it.
Well, fine. And he's still holding out his hand.
I give him a gold.
I give him a gold.
Nisha also gives him a gold, but makes very stern eye contact with him as she does so.
Nia also hands over a gold.
He looks at the gold in his hand, kind of fiddles it, make sure it clinks nicely. Yep, all right. We'll leave in 30. Get on board. Let's go.
Thank you so much for your business.
Sure. Just get on. And he starts yelling to the crew members to set sail. And you can see they start to be able to... or they start unfurling like the sails, they start like undoing the ropes that hold it anchored to the dock, and ship is about to set sail.
Perfect. I'm going to go and stand at the bow and
Yes.
look down into the water.
All right. Sounds good. What are the rest of you doing?
Nisha winds up touching the hilt of her sword, taking a deep breath, realizing that now it's her turn for her life to start unfolding as she walks up onto the deck.
I am going to just kind of get to my quarter and get my stuff put down, are there hammocks or beds?
It's hammocks, and
yeah.
It is all one room that you all get to share with the rest of the crew.
Nice. I'm gonna kind of strip down to my plain clothes and then swing about in the hammock until we have well and proper set sail.
All right. Nia?
Get in a hammock, kind of setting my stuff down, looking around.
Okay. Sounds good. And Celine, you are just staring at the water?
Yeah. Does anything stare
Okay.
back at me?
Just your reflection. But it's muddled.
Is it my normal reflection?
It is your normal reflection.
Okay. She's trying and waiting to see if something else flickers. She really wants to make contact with this other self.
Okay. So, as you guys all get aboard this ship, eventually preparations are made and it pushes from dock. And you guys are on your way to Vestir for the next leg of your journey. And that is where we'll end tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to Campaign Amnesia.
And remember, new episodes air every third Sunday of the month at noon. And be sure to check out our other adventures by searching Fayfinders wherever you tune into your podcasts. Until next time.